हाय फ्रेंड्स, वेलकम टू विजडम जॉब्स में आपको स्वागत है। टुडे आई एम गोइंग टू डिस्कस 1857 रिवोल्ट and its impact on the administration. Impact of 1857 revolt. The most important impact of 1857 revolt is that the administration of India was transferred from the East India Company to British Crown. The administration in the year 1858, after the revolt, 1857 revolt, after the 1857 revolt, in the year 1858, British Queen gave a proclamation, and this is popularly came to be known as Queen's Proclamation of 1858. And here in this proclamation, according to this proclamation, the entire administration of English East India Company transferred to the British Crown. Entire administration transferred from East India Company to British Crown. Thus, the company rule or the company administration came to an end. Company administration came to an end. Hence, through the 1773 Regulating Act, an institution created called Court of Directors, and hence later this a new institution was created through 1784 Pitt's India Act called Board of Control, and these two institutions were abolished in the year 1858 through Queen's Proclamation. The two institutions or actively participated in the administration during the company rule came to an end, were abolished, and the Governor General designated as Governor General and Viceroy. Governor General and Viceroy. And this Governor General, he will deal with the British India, while the Viceroy deals with the princely states. One and only person, but the dual command or the administration, the two responsibilities, right? Two responsibilities were given to the Governor General. So Governor General designated as Governor General and Viceroy. Governor General, he dealt with British India, while this Viceroy, he looks the administrative affairs of he controls the administrative affairs of this princely states. The first Governor General and Viceroy was Lord Canning in the year 1858. And one more administrative change, that when a British Crown took the administrative control over India from the company rule, a new designation was created in London called Secretary of State. What is it? Secretary of State. And this Secretary of State, the first Secretary of State was Lord Stanley, and he was assisted by a council called Indian Council, which consists of 15 members. This Indian Council consists 15 members who assist the Secretary of State in the administrative affairs, and this Secretary of State monitors the administrative affairs of Governor General and Viceroys in India. So this is how the entire administration came under the control of the British Crown. Governor General designated as Governor General and Viceroy, and a new designation was created called Secretary of State, who was assisted by Indian Council consisting 15 members, right? And next thing is very important thing. Queen declared that through this declaration or proclamation, there will be no further conquest. In India, and British never involved in the administrative affairs of the princely states. From now onwards, British never interfere in the religious affairs, and from now onwards British never interfere in the social reforms. So all the British involvement came to an end through 1858 Queen's proclamation. Next, the Queen took care in order to avoid this kind of mutinies or revolts in the future. She increased the British army with British soldiers and decreased the Indian Sipais in the British army. Initial stage, the ratio was 6:1, but after this 1857 revolt, through this Queen's proclamation, the ratio in Bengal is 1:1, right? 50-50. So every British soldier has one British Indian Sipai. So for every soldier there will be one Sipai. For every Sipai there will be one soldier. So this is how the ratio, right? The proportion of a British soldier is equal to the proportion of Indian Sipais. So this is how the British army or British soldiers have increased. The strength of British soldiers got increased. See here clearly mentioned that the Indian Sipais in the British army reduced from 238,000 to 140,000 in the year 1863. So the Indian Sipais strength reduced from 238,000 to 163,000 by 1863. And one more thing here, the number of European soldiers was increased from 45,000 to 65,000. This is how the number of British soldiers got increased while the number of Indian Sipais got decreased. And this is also one of the major impact in the British army after this revolt. And one more thing is this 1857 revolt of India created huge differences between the two great religions of India, Hindu and Muslims, causing divide and rule. Prior to the 1857 revolt, British gave shelter to Hindus, rejecting the policies of Muslim Nawabs or Muslim rulers. But after this 1857 revolt, British made a close alliance or a cordial relationship, diplomatic relationship, friendly act with Muslims, and started hating the policies of Hindu rulers or Hindu people. So this is how British created a concept called divide and rule. Right. And next very important change is in the year 1861 British enacted income tax. British collected income tax from India in order to recover the expenditure whatever spent in the 1857, right? The entire British treasure became empty through the 1857 revolt, right? So to recover the treasure, British introduced income tax in the year 1861, and the same year British came up with few acts like Indian Council Act, in 1861, National Police Act 1861, and Indian Executive Act, Indian High Court Acts, right? Based on this Indian High Court Act, 3 high courts were formed, each at Calcutta, Bombay and Madras, right? So these all are the important administrative changes after the 1857 revolt, right? So thank you friends. Could you kindly subscribe our channel before watching this video? Thank you very much. Do like, share and comment our video. Thank you. Bye.